Chapter 28. Long-term relationships, how to keep the fire burning. Do you remember the beginning of your love story, when every message made your heart skip and every date was a carousel of intense feelings? At the start, love is often like fireworks, brilliant, unpredictable, explosive. It takes your breath away with its sparks and lifts you to the heights of ecstasy. But after years, love turns into another kind of light, one that burns steadily like a fireplace flame on a quiet winter evening. It's calmer, warmer, more constant. You might wonder, is it bad that I no longer feel those wild butterflies from the beginning? My dear reader, the truth is, there's nothing wrong, it's a natural transformation. Nature itself designed things so our hearts aren't constantly on high alert like they are at the start. If it were all fireworks, we'd burn out fast. So over time, the brain gradually dials down the rush and replaces it with attachment and calm, the oxytocin and other bonding hormones that make us feel safe and cherished with each other. Love evolves from let's run away to the moon together to let's curl up on the couch at home. That doesn't make it any less real or beautiful, just different. Still, as natural as this process is, many of us eventually start to miss the old spark. After enough time together, we get so used to each other that what once made our hearts race now goes almost unnoticed. Psychologists call this adaptation. The mind acclimates to constant stimuli. It's like moving next to a roaring waterfall. At first you hear every murmur of the water, but after a few months you barely register the thunder. Love is similar. The first time your partner held your hand, you probably felt a sweet bolt shoot through your whole body. That's normal. The problem only arises when we misinterpret this quieting of passion. Some fear it means love has waned or, worse, vanished. In reality, the flame is still there. It just doesn't burn as visibly. It's tucked under the warm embers of routine and everyday intimacy. And believe me, those embers can be fanned back into flame with a few playful sparks. Routine is a double-edged sword in a long-term relationship. On one hand, having your rituals and stability offers comfort and safety. You know that no matter the storms outside, home is your quiet harbor where you can take refuge. On the other hand, that very comfort can, over time, lull passion to sleep. When each day starts to look like the last, when you know every story, gesture, and habit by heart, a touch of boredom can creep in. Monotony becomes romance's shadow enemy. Don't get me wrong, routine itself isn't the adversary, it's the absence of novelty within the routine. Two hearts beating in unison day after day also need, now and then, a change in tempo, a surprising syncopation that brings the main theme of love's melody back to the fore. Picture an ordinary scene. Two partners come home from work, eat dinner together and then, exhausted, sink into their own corners of the couch. He scrolls listlessly through the news on his phone. She idly flips through a magazine, or maybe answers a few leftover emails. The room is quiet, broken only by the TV's background hum. From time to time, they toss each other a mechanical question. Did you take out the trash? What time are you picking up the kid from school tomorrow? Did you call the plumber? Necessary, practical things. But where's the passion? Where's the play? Are these two people who once couldn't keep their eyes and hands off each other in danger of becoming more like roommates than lovers? Do you see yourself in this picture? The truth is, many couples go through this, often without realizing it. It's no reason for shame or panic. It's a gentle signal that it's time to light another candle in the fireplace of your relationship. That steady, reliable fire also needs a small new flame now and then to chase away the grey of routine. So how do we keep the fire burning as the years pass and life marches on with bills to pay, kids to raise, and grocery lists to manage? The secret lies in the small but mighty efforts we make intentionally to surprise each other again, to reconnect, and to see each other once more as lovers, not just as partners in household logistics. And the first step, perhaps the most important, is honest communication. Every transformation starts with an open conversation. Say it softly, playfully, or seriously, but say it, I miss us, let's spark things up again. Maybe your partner feels the same and is waiting for the moment or the courage to bring it up. Or maybe they simply haven't realized you miss that old flutter. Talk about it with your hearts on the table, without blame or you're not romantic anymore. More like, I'd love for us to spend more time as lovers, not just as life partners. After words come actions, the small gestures that make the difference between an okay relationship and an extraordinary one. Novelty is your steadfast ally. Try something you've never done together. Maybe a class in cooking exotic dishes, maybe a new sport. Who would have thought a session on the climbing wall could give you both such an adrenaline rush? Or a spontaneous trip to a place you've never been? It doesn't need to be dramatic or expensive. Even a simple walk on a new path through the park one evening can bring that splash of freshness. The key is to get off autopilot. If every Friday night you go to the same supermarket and then watch the same show, what if next Friday you head somewhere different, even a late-night dessert spot where you share a slice of cake like two teenagers on a first date? Or why not turn an ordinary Tuesday into a board game night or a living room dance party? A little craziness now and then works wonders. Your brain will be pleasantly surprised. Hey, something new, and it will respond with a dash of that old cocktail of in-love hormones. And you'll feel young and giddy again, even if the alarm rings at 7 sharp the next morning. Physical touch is another magic ingredient. Nothing sustains the flame of intimacy like physical closeness, tender, playful or passionate, as the moment calls for. Hold hands when you walk down the street. Give each other long, unrushed hugs every day. Did you know a 20-second hug releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone? It's essentially fuel for your love's fire. Kiss more often, not just in passing before heading to work, but also when it's least expected. A spontaneous kiss while your partner is washing dishes, or when you cross paths in the hallway, can send a pleasant little jolt. Oh, where did that come from? And suddenly the monotony cracks. And yes, physical intimacy, sex, your secret language, deserves attention and creativity too. After years together, things may have settled into a predictable pattern. It's time to explore again, to share your fantasies, to try something new together, whether it's bolder lingerie, a scented candle and soft music on an ordinary Thursday, or simply leaving the lights on one night and really looking at each other as if rediscovering your bodies. A few such spices in the kitchen of your love can bring back long-forgotten flavors. Laughter and play. Oh, let's not forget them. If there were one secret of happy long-term couples, it would be this: keep your ability to laugh together. Humor is the oil that keeps the gears of your relationship moving, reducing friction and warming the atmosphere. Remember how silly you were at the beginning? The inside jokes only you two got? It's time to reactivate that playful complicity. Make light of things when they go wrong, tease each other lovingly, put on some music and mimic a ridiculous dance in the living room, have a pillow fight or hide your partner's socks just to see their puzzled face, any bit of playful silliness that draws a smile, or even better, a good belly laugh. Two people who laugh together instantly feel closer. Laughter eases tension, reduces stress, and creates memories. You may not remember years from now what movie you watched on a random Tuesday, but you'll surely remember how you both laughed until you cried trying to bake a pizza that ended up burnt and stuck to the pan. These imperfect yet lively moments are what keep the fire glowing beneath the ash of adult seriousness. Deliberately carve out quality time. In the rush of daily life, it's easy for time as a couple to slip to the bottom of the list. After a long day, it's tempting to sink into something that asks nothing of your mind. Scrolling on your phone or a show you're not even following anymore. But love needs dedicated time too. Set rituals of your own, maybe a romantic dinner at home every Friday, after you put the kids to bed. If you have them, put the toys away and turn the kitchen into your favorite bistro with candles and background music. Or a Sunday walk, just the two of you holding hands and talking about anything but logistics. Or at least 15 minutes at night before sleep to tell each other how your day went, what you felt, what delighted you, what frustrated you. These moments of emotional connection are like sparks that feed the embers. They remind you that you're soul partners, not just roommates. Last but not least, gratitude and appreciation also keep the fire of love alive. After many years, it's easy to forget to say thank you or you look wonderful today, or to assume your partner already knows how you feel. But nothing warms the heart more than feeling seen and appreciated. Look at your partner with fresh eyes, as if you're just now discovering what a remarkable person you have by your side. Tell them. Notice the little gestures, the way they bring you coffee in the morning, fix what's broken around the house, or look after you when you're tired, and praise them for it. A simple thank you for everything you do, or I'm lucky to have you, can light a spark of happiness in your partner's eyes. Also, remember to dress up for them now and then, even if you know each other like the back of your hand. These are subtle ways of saying, I still want to win you over, I still care about you seeing me as attractive. After all, the flame of passion is also fueled by the feeling that the other person still matters immensely, that you still want to be the best version of yourself for them. All these elements, communication, novelty, touch, laughter, time together, appreciation, are like wheat stalks in a wreath. Woven together, they keep the fire of love alive. Long-term love doesn't run on autopilot. It's an ongoing act of creation. Each day you add another log to the fire. Today a kind word, tomorrow a small surprise, the day after an hour of honesty. And crucially, it's a team effort. Both partners need to be keepers of the flame. Sometimes one stokes it, other times the other gently blows on the embers when the flame starts to fade. There's no long-term happy couple that hasn't invested time, creativity, and heart into tending their love. From the outside, it may look like they were simply lucky to be a perfect match. In reality, they built that fit and watered the garden of passion so it wouldn't wither. And the good news is, you can do the same. It doesn't matter whether it's been 5, 10, or 30 years, there is always room for a new discovery about the person beside you, for a new adventure together, however small, for a fresh start as a couple, even within the same relationship. True love isn't static, it's fluid, it evolves, and if you nourish it, it has a miraculous capacity to reinvent itself. Jennifer slowly folds the last blanket left on the couch and drapes it over the arm of the armchair, letting out a soft sigh. In the living room, bathed in the diffuse glow of a lamp, the wall clock ticks steadily. It's a little past 10, another long day is drawing to a close. Through the half-open kitchen door, Jennifer spots Michael leaning against the sink, sleeves rolled up, washing the last of the dinner dishes. The blue plates, the same ones they've had for years, vanish one by one under the stream of soapy water, while Michael gazes at his own reflection in the dark window, lost in thought. Tonight was supposed to be special. Jennifer's parents had taken the girls for the entire weekend, giving the two of them the rare gift of a quiet house. A few days earlier, Jennifer had pictured all sorts of romantic plans. Maybe we'll catch a movie, or we'll cook something fancy together and share a glass of wine. But Friday arrived, the fatigue of a long work week had its say, and their plans boiled down to a hurriedly ordered pizza and finally sorting the laundry that had been put off for days. Some adventure, Jennifer thinks with a wry smile, switching off the TV that had been droning in the background while no one watched. The air carries the scent of dish soap and a faint hint of basil from the pizza box still on the table. Michael finishes rinsing the dish and sets it to dry, then wipes his hands absently on the towel hanging from the hook. He sees Jennifer in the living room, perched on the edge of the couch, her gaze somewhere far away. He knows that look well, the smoothed brow, the slightly downturned corners of her mouth, her face when something is weighing on her. He also remembers the first time he saw her like that, years ago, the night before their wedding, when Jennifer sat on the porch steps, nerves swirling as she thought about the day ahead. He walked over, wrapped her in a hug, and told a silly joke to make her laugh. It worked, and the tension melted into a moonlit kiss. "What are you thinking about so seriously?" he asks softly, sitting down beside her. The old couch gives a little under their weight, creaking in a familiar way. Jennifer startles slightly, as if caught in the act. She looks at Michael, the lamplight casts gentle shadows across his face. She notices the fine lines at the corners of his eyes, those smile lines the years have etched there. A tender thought crosses her mind that those lines exist partly because of all the laughter they've shared over time. "I was thinking about us," she answers honestly, her voice calm, "about the two of us, how we were and how we are now." Michael tilts his head slightly, curious. He nudges his foot closer to hers, brushing her gently, a silent encouragement to continue. "And what conclusion did you come to?" he asks with a sideways smile. "That we're getting old?" He jokes, but his eyes search his wife's for the truth. Jennifer lets out a short laugh, but it doesn't quite reach her eyes. "Not really," she says. "It's just that we finally have an evening just for us. The girls are at their grandparents'. We don't have to do anything in particular, and yet here we are, sitting like two tired old folks, each with our own thing. Even the TV was on for no reason, she adds, tipping her head toward the now black screen. It's like we don't know how to have fun anymore. Michael arches an eyebrow, a little surprised. He leans back against the couch, looking straight at her. Have fun? I mean, what did you want us to do? Go clubbing like we used to? No, not a club, Jennifer replies, shaking her head and absently playing with the edge of a cushion. But I was thinking today, when I saw how excited you were by your colleague's message about the new project, you had a spark in your eyes. I realized I haven't seen that spark in a long time, at least not directed at me. Michael starts to protest, but Jennifer lays a warm hand over his, calming him. It's okay, I know you love me. That's not what I'm saying. It's just the passion. Well, where is our passion, Mike? When did we become so tame? A soft silence settles over the room as Michael takes it in. Her hand still rests on his, and he turns his palm, giving her fingers a gentle squeeze. With a sigh, he finally admits, "Maybe you're right. I think I got used to it. We both did. Day after day, we slipped into a kind of monotonous routine without even realizing it. But Jen, that doesn't mean I don't love you, or that I don't want you." Jennifer looks up, meeting his sincere gaze. "Do you really feel like something's missing for you too?" she asks, almost in a whisper. "I thought it was just me." Michael gives a half smile and, with his other hand, gently strokes her cheek. "Oh, sweetheart, I think about those crazy early days sometimes too. How I'd leave the office early just to take you out for a soda, how we'd wake up on Saturdays and say, 'Let's go to the seaside today,' on a whim, how you'd write me little notes and stick them on my steering wheel. Do you think I've forgotten? No, I haven't. It's just, I assumed we were good like this, calm, settled, and I am. The peace I have with you is the most beautiful thing. But that doesn't mean I don't miss a spark now and then too." Jennifer feels her heart warm with every word. The truth is, she hadn't expected Michael to miss those times too. He always seemed content with the present, with their comfortable routine. Hearing him voice the same nostalgia moves her. She suddenly feels like crying, a release of relief mixed with tenderness, but she holds it back, turning the emotion into a playful grin. "You know what?" she says, squeezing his hand. "If we both feel this way, what's stopping us from doing something a little crazy right now?" Michael looks at her, slightly surprised, then sees her arch her eyebrows playfully. He starts to laugh. "Now, at 10:30 at night? Well, options are a bit limited. Half the city's asleep. Most places are about to close." Jennifer suddenly jumps to her feet, a determined look on her face, and presses the small button on the radio on the bookshelf. A brief hiss, and then the room fills with the chords of an old, familiar song. It's their song, the one they danced their first dance to at their wedding, years ago. Michael looks at her, astonished and delighted all at once. Jennifer makes a playful little curtsy and holds out her hand. "Sir, may I have this dance?" she asks theatrically, grinning from ear to ear, her heart beating a little faster. Michael bursts into a warm laugh as he stands too. He bows politely, playing along. "With honor, my lady," he replies in the same playful tone. He places his palm over hers and, drawing her gently close, encircles her waist. Jennifer sets her other hand on his shoulder and, for a few moments, they stand still, looking at each other as if for the first time after a long while. The lyrics flow softly, filling the space between them with memories. Michael notices the light in her eyes, yes, the same playful spark from years ago on the makeshift dance floor in her parents' living room when they practiced the steps for their wedding. Jennifer feels her cheeks flush with emotion, just as they once did, and wonders how a simple touch, his warm hand at her waist, can stir so many forgotten sensations. They begin to sway slowly, awkward at first. "Oh, I don't even know how to dance anymore." Jennifer giggles when Michael lightly steps on the tip of her shoe. "You do," he counters. "I am the one who's out of practice." They move close together in a small circle, as if the entire world had shrunk to the Persian rug where they're doing their slow waltz. After a few turns, Michael gives her a conspiratorial look. "Hold on," he whispers, and in an unexpected move, lifts her off the floor, pivoting with Jennifer in his arms for a second. She lets out a short squeal, surprised, and bursts into laughter when he sets her back down, a little dizzy. "Oh, Mike, you're going to drop me," she laughs, clinging to his neck. "Never," he answers at once, looking at her with mock seriousness. "I'll never let you fall." The words, though spoken in jest, carry a tender truth that makes Jennifer caress his cheek. The song continues, and they resume their slow steps. Soon their movements grow more natural. Michael remembers and twirls Jennifer under his arm, drawing an admiring sigh. "You're doing splendidly, sir," she teases. "I had an excellent partner," he replies, smiling. As the song nears the chorus, Michael brings his forehead to hers and lets his voice whisper the lyrics right into his wife's ear. Jennifer feels each word he sings resonate in her chest. She tightens her arms around his neck and closes her eyes for a moment, surrendering completely to the moment. She feels light, happy, like a young woman in love again, as if for the very first time. Her heart beats in rhythm alongside Michael's and, oh my, it really was beating a bit faster than usual. Who would have thought? When the final note fades, Michael rests his forehead against hers, and they remain still for a few moments, breathing as one. Jennifer opens her eyes and meets his, which shine like two patches of clear blue sky. "I love you," he says simply, in a deep voice. Jennifer feels the words settle over her like a balm on a soul that had been longing to hear this said out of the blue, not as a rote reply over the phone. "I love you too," she whispers, caressing the back of his neck. The next second, Michael kisses her softly at first, then increasingly playful and deep, while Jennifer answers with the longing built up over so many predictable evenings. They feel like two teenagers stealing a kiss, shy beneath watchful eyes, even though they're in their own home with no one watching. Jennifer bursts into laughter mid-kiss, overwhelmed by a wave of pure joy. Michael laughs too, resting his forehead against hers again. "What's so funny?" he asks, eyes still closed. "Us," she says between giggles. "Look at us, dancing in the living room at midnight as if we were at prom." Michael smiles wide. "That's my wife, always ready to party," he jokes, wiping a tear of laughter from the corner of her eye. "I've missed this joyful girl." Jennifer nestles into his arms and sighs, this time with contentment. "Me too, I've missed us the way we are right now," she says softly. They stay like that, wrapped in each other's arms, swaying slowly to a new song that has just started on the radio. One they don't recognize, but that will probably stay in their hearts forever from now on, precisely because it was the backdrop to this moment. The room so ordinary before seems bathed in a different light. Their embraced shadows dance on the walls and on the side table amid the children's toys gathered in a basket. The scented candle Jennifer had lit earlier, mostly just to freshen the air, flickers too in a slow rhythm, like a heartbeat. "Let's do this more often, okay?" Jennifer whispers, lifting her gaze to him. "What exactly, dance?" Michael asks, tapping the tip of her nose playfully. "Let's be us," she says, smiling. "Not mum and dad, not co-workers worn down by life. Us, Jennifer and Michael, who love each other, and know how to enjoy one another. Even here, at home, in our pajamas, with nothing planned. Look how good this has been for us. Michael kisses the top of her head and wraps his arms around her. I promise, he says softly. I promise that no matter how many worries life brings us, how many bills, parent-teacher conferences and deadlines we have, we'll still find time for a wild little dance for two, or for anything that makes us happy, because Jen, you're home to me, and not just home as a safe place, you are home as love, and I have no intention of letting that love fade. Jennifer feels tears rising, this time with no way to hold them back. Warm tears slide down her cheeks, yet a smile rests on her lips. In this moment she feels so lucky and so in love. She rests her head on Michael's chest, listening to the steady beat of his heart. And there, pressed to his heart, she feels that two hearts beating together can be reborn from their own ashes at any time. That night, Jennifer and Michael fell asleep late, wrapped in each other's arms, their spirits humming with the new energy they'd discovered. Their quiet home sheltered a small miracle, two people who, after many years of living together, had rediscovered themselves and each other as if in a first declaration of love. Jennifer and Michael's story shows us, in the most delicate way, how passion in a long-term relationship can be rekindled, even when it seems smothered by routine. At the start of the evening we see them sunk in the comfortable monotony of the everyday. Routine had had its say, and the two of them were drifting onto autopilot without realizing it. Jennifer felt it and secretly feared their romance had dissipated. Michael, for his part, hadn't even realized how much they'd missed adventure until Jennifer opened the conversation. A simple dance in the living room, something they hadn't done in a long time, had a magical impact. It broke the day-night, chores sleep loop and snapped them out of inertia. Their genuine laughter as they moved clumsily showed the power of humor to loosen the atmosphere and reconnect them. As we've noted, a shared belly laugh can bring two people close again in an instant. Then physical contact, the tight embrace, the kiss, the close dance brought the rush of tenderness and desire both needed, confirming the importance of touch in a long-term couple. In effect, within minutes, Jennifer and Michael moved through all the essential steps to reignite their flame. They said what was on their hearts, communication, stepped out of their comfort zone with a playful, unexpected act, novelty and spontaneity, laughed with their whole hearts, humor and rapport, and held each other with affection, physical touch and intimacy. The result? An ordinary evening transformed into a precious memory, a moment in which they rediscovered themselves. The story underscores the chapter's lesson: no matter how many years pass or how domestic life becomes, passion in a long-term relationship doesn't disappear, it simply waits patiently to be invited to dance again when two hearts allow themselves to be brave, honest, and playful with each other. Mature love doesn't mean the absence of passion, but its transformation into a steady flame that you can always stoke with fresh sparks. Yes, a long-term relationship sometimes asks for conscious effort, to communicate more, to pay attention to each other's needs, to make time for gestures of affection and moments of adventure. But it's precisely those small, consistent efforts that make love stronger and brighter. When there's mutual willingness, creativity and openness, monotony becomes just a blank canvas on which you can paint something colorful every day. A shared joke on a grey morning can color the whole day. A surprise dinner on an ordinary Wednesday can transform the entire week. A stolen kiss in the hallway can give you more energy than 3 coffees gulped on the run. Long-term love has this gift, finding the extraordinary in the ordinary, if your eyes stay curious and your heart stay connected. So, if you're in a long-term relationship and you feel your flame has dimmed a bit, don't be discouraged. It doesn't mean love has vanished, only that it needs a little extra attention. See it as an opportunity, not a dead end. Take your partner by the hand and truly look into each other's eyes again. Talk openly about what you feel and what would delight you. Be vulnerable and honest. You may discover you both long for the same things. Then allow yourselves to be both kids and lovers at the same time. Laugh at silly things, exchange winks over the breakfast table, send each other sappy or funny messages in the middle of the day. There's no age limit on giggles and no expiration date on romantic gestures. Remember that although love may grow calmer over the years, calm doesn't mean boring. A heart that truly loves knows how to beat hard even on an ordinary Tuesday night, if you give it a reason. Make each day a chance to show the other that they still are and will remain your choice. In the end, what could be more beautiful than two people who, after a lifetime side by side, still trade mischievous smiles and whisper a tender "I love you" in the pale light of a late evening? Love, with a dash of creativity and plenty of tenderness, can turn routine into something sublime. Like a fine wine, a relationship tended with care and passion grows richer and more aromatic as time goes by, and that fire kindled between you. As long as you take care of each other and remember to add a few logs now and then, a sweet word, a surprise, a touch, its flame will warm your hearts for a lifetime.